It,
Oh, Seymour. Sorry. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Steve Buscemi as Charles in the national tour of Diana the Musical.
and I'm Johnny Depp.
And this podcast, Won't Run a Week, your bi-weekly musical theater podcast where we talk about musicals. Yeah.
My best one yet.
You know what? Can't top it. This is it.
But listen, it makes sense because Johnny Depp is just very malleable, so it could be anything.
Yeah. What is Johnny Depp if not performance art, you know?
Johnny Depp is, if you look up performance art in the dictionary, you literally see a picture of Johnny Depp.
Yeah, from like each of his roles that he's done for Tim Burton specifically.
Yeah. But also his role in Tusks, the movie.
Yes.
Have you seen that movie?
I have not seen it, but I have heard of it.
You need to see that movie just for the sheer fact that he makes a cameo in the last third of the movie. It's insane. And no one knew he was in this movie. He plays this crazy detective. He like has one like lazy eye that like crosses, and he has like this weird accent. He is okay.
Oh,
It's more.
do we have a guest?
Do you want to say something? No. Okay.
Typical man.
Typical.
Interrupting a woman when she's speaking.
How dare you? A white man? No.
Oh. Did anyone do anything about it? Typical.
I love that.
And this episode is coming out on Christmas Day, so when you're listening to this, Merry Christmas.
Happy Christmas time. What is Merry Christmas time? What is that from?
I have been thinking of the same tune, but I can't remember. It's like Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas time. Is it from
Yep.
I hear it.
It is.
I hear Trixie's voice.
No, it's Katya. It's
yes.
When Katya's like, "Listen, I've made a Christmas album," and that's what she sings.
Oh, I love them. You know, some have called us the Trixie and Katya of musical theater.
And those people, Seymour.
Seymour and us. And this
speak to the crowd. Got nothing to say.
Nothing. This episode we are going to be discussing the classic sort of musical White Christmas.
Emphasis on white.
Yes. So if you don't know what White Christmas is, we're about to tell you.
Well, you tuned into the right podcast.
You're in the right place. So the stage show is based on the 1954 film by the same name, which, incidentally, that 1954 movie was inspired by a song from an earlier movie called Holiday Inn, which also has its own stage show.
Okay, so not only was it quote unquote inspired by Holiday Inn, it literally stole the plot of Holiday Inn.
And the song White Christmas is in the movie Holiday Inn, and they were like, you know what? That's a great song. We should make a show with that song. And then they did.
I wondered when I saw it at 54. Wait, what is that?
It was
theater called?
The Roundabout?
No.
You know what
I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
On 54th Street.
Yeah, it's like right by 54 Below. Holiday Inn had a run several years ago with Corbin Bleu, and he was fantastic. And Bryce Pinkham was in it too.
Wait a second. My microphone stopped working.
Oh, weird.
What? Why? For what?
You did this for what?
Okay,
Can you say something?
hold on. Yeah, okay,
Cool.
we're good.
You sound better. Yeah, so based on a movie which is based on a song from a different movie.
Keep talking. I'm gonna get my tea. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's totally fine. So the stage show premiered. There's some conflicting information that I found online. Wikipedia says that the show premiered at the Muni in St. Louis in the year 2000. Cool. But I also read somewhere that it premiered in San Francisco in 2004. So maybe both, but I do know that the cast, excuse me, the cast in the 2004 production, which includes darling of the podcast Brian Darcy James, seems to be the one that is used on the cast recording. So I could be wrong, but that is 100% Brian Darcy James's voice. I would know it anywhere. It played a limited engagement on Broadway at the Marquis Theater beginning November 14th, 2008 and running through January 4th, 2009. And then it ran another limited engagement in the Christmas season of 2009. So from like fall 2009 to January 2010. This production featured Tony Yazbek as Phil, who I love and who, if you're feeling into it, you can see on Broadway in Flying Over Sunset, the LSD musical. So we're growing, we're evolving. It's great. The show does very well. It's been done regionally. It's had national tours, international productions. People love it. Except for the critics of the Broadway production, who said, the critic from the New York Times called it fresh and appealing as a roll of Necco wafers found in a mothballed Christmas stocking.
What the fuck?
He did not like it. He was like, that's stale.
It sounds like he watched the LSD show
Yeah. And I'm like,
with Tony Yazbek.
yes. He was like, Tony Yazbek, Flying Over Sunset with Carmen Cusack.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
I have to see that show. It sounds so bad, but I have to see it.
But it has Carmen Cusack in it.
Yeah, like I'll see anything for Carmen Cusack. The original Broadway run was nominated for 2 Tony Awards, Best Choreography and Best Orchestration. It didn't win anything, which we're not surprised by.
Shocking.
Shocking, absolutely no one. It did not win a Tony Award. What can you do?
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Nothing. I hate Klondike bars. Okay. If you know the movie White Christmas at all, the stage show is essentially the same, except the housekeeper, her name is Martha now, and the like teenage granddaughter of the general is now a child and is just super cute. So let's get into the synopsis. So it starts in World War II, and there are 2 U.S. Army buddies. One is a former Broadway entertainer named Bob Wallace, and the other is a would-be entertainer named Phil Davis. It's Christmas Eve, 1944, and in the area that they're in, Bob and Phil are putting on a show for the men.
Oh, the way you said that. It's 1954 in the area they're in. Like it sounded like I don't know where they are.
Well, it says somewhere in Europe. So somewhere in Europe, 1944, Bob and Phil are putting on a little show for the army men, having a great time. This is the night that the general, who everyone loves, General Waverly, is going to be leaving. He's retiring. So he gets there and he's like, oh, I'm going to miss you guys so much. They play him off. It's great. He leaves. And right as he leaves, there is an attack on that somewhere in Europe that all of these army men are in. And Phil saves Bob's life from a toppling wall and he like injures his arm.
It's my favorite thing in old Hollywood movies
Mhm.
when they recreate what it's like to be in the army via a musical.
Honestly, what could be more like a musical than fighting in World War II?
I mean, nothing.
Nothing.
And so many of these MGM movie musicals really did it.
So many. Ugh.
Yeah. And I just love how in this movie specifically they celebrate how insanely talented Bing Crosby's character is.
Yes.
And it's like, but it has nothing to do with his army skills, his military skills. He's just like, he's such a good singer.
you don't see him holding a gun at all.
Not once. The opening from the movie, the opening scene is him standing on stage in an army uniform singing White Christmas.
Oh, and that's how the stage show begins too. It's him and Phil doing a little da 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 da. Like they don't
I've
sing.
been dreaming of a white Christmas. I've been dreaming of a white Christmas. They changed the melody.
It's very, very funny. But so Phil wounds his arm, saving Bob, and Bob is like, "Oh my God, thank you so much. You saved my
Thank
life."
you for catching me from the set that fell because I'm not in the fucking military.
No. And Bob or
Oh
Phil.
my God, that set piece ripped my military costume.
Oh no, my patch. My purple heart fell off.
My lavender heart. They couldn't get the rights to Purple Heart.
We're gonna get people in the military writing in and being like, how dare you disrespect the people who fought for your freedom?
No, my brother will write in and go, I've listened to one episode of this podcast and you diss the military, and not only military, the fucking army, which I'm in.
Yeah. And he's like, you know what? I'm not gonna shout you out on Instagram anymore. Okay. Phil tells Bob that he doesn't expect any special obligation because Phil saved Bob's life, which is something I would do. I'd be like, oh, like, you know, I did save your life, but like, you don't have to do anything. It's totally fine. But it would be really great if you would join forces with me and we could become the
Power Rangers.
The Power Rangers of early musical theater. We'd tour our little show, sing our little songs.
Defeat Judy Garland.
Defeat Judy Garland, finally. She's
their final boss.
She's the Bowser of this show. We are in a silly, goofy mood tonight.
Silly, goofy mood.
A silly, goofy mood. So, after the war, they are very successful. Excuse me. I found out today that I have an ear infection and tonsillitis. So,
what?
Yeah. I woke up this morning, my lymph node behind my right ear swollen, so painful. So I went and I was like, Doc, what's wrong? And she went, you need antibiotics, bitch. So if I sound
an infection, kiddo.
If I sound mucusy, that's why.
I did not have any idea. You don't sound sick at all.
Oh, well, thank you. That's all the kombucha I drink. My gut is so healthy. It's taking over for everything else.
Which has nothing to do with your lymph nodes, but sure.
Okay. After the war, they become super successful. They're touring. They're making so much money. They end up producing their own show called Playing Around. A couple of years, they're touring in Florida. While they're there, they get a letter from a friend in the army who is like, hey, I've got sisters who are in show business. You should meet up with them, see their show. And Bob is like, we have to do it for a friend in the army. And Phil's like, but I want to go hang out with these chorus girls. We could, you know, hook up with some chorus girls. And Bob's like, no, I don't want love. Meanwhile.
And the other guy, I don't even know their names. What are these characters' names?
So Bob is Bing Crosby's character in the movie, and Phil is the comedic character.
Okay. So Bob and Phil.
Yeah.
I watched that whole movie 2 days ago and still did not know that information.
That's
so
okay.
because I don't think they say each other's names hardly at all.
No.
But anyway, it's also just like, that's Bing Crosby.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that's what he looked like.
Surprise, his eyes
Surprise.
bright blue.
Bright blue. No,
right.
What was I gonna say? Oh no, so Phil, I love this little tidbit of him being like, no, I want to go hook up with these girls because I want Bob to, oh God, the worst names, Bob and Phil.
I know.
Awful.
I mean,
but I want Bob to be able to meet a girl so I can have 45 minutes to myself.
Yeah. He's like, I'm exhausted. You've exhausted me.
You've exhausted me.
I can't do it anymore. I love that we're being so successful, but I'm so tired. And in the stage show, there's a number that happens right around here. Because we've got Bob and Phil talking about, oh, Bob, when are you going to find love? And then we have the sisters, who are Betty and Judy, who are talking like, oh my God, Betty, when are you ever going to find love? And Betty's like, oh, I'm not going to find love until my younger sister is...
Never, because I'm Rosemary Clooney.
I'm Rosemary Clooney, and I'm going to stick close to you because you're my younger sister, and I can't let you be alone. And they, in the stage show, they sing a song called Love in the Weather. It's very cute. All of the songs
sounds like a Bath and Body Works candle.
It basically is in a song. But it's very cute. All the songs are Irving Berlin songs, so they're all like standards. Sisters. Yes, they go to the nightclub to watch the act. The girls sing Sisters. Everyone's
song.
Great song.
Great song.
Hilarious.
Truly the highlight of the movie. Like, it's such a good number. It's in my opinion the best written number in the show.
It's so funny, and it has aged so well. So well.
It really has. I love, what is the line right when they go, like, we share each other's clothing.
Caring, sharing every little thing that we are wearing. When a certain gentleman arrives from Rome, she wore the dress and I stayed home.
I love when they go, huh? Or whatever that, you know what I mean?
Same in the rain. Two different places, but in tight faces. We think, and we act as one.
Yeah. I love that. That is comedic genius.
It is comedic genius. Like, these women are fucking funny in this number. It's a shame they're not as funny the rest of the time.
I know. Like, that is what I want this movie to be, or I want those characters to be the whole show.
Yeah.
But that's very B. Arthur.
It's very B. Arthur. Oh, it's so bosom buddies.
Did you see that video? I don't know why I'm whispering.
Did you see that video?
Did you see the video of B. Arthur singing Black Boys from Hair from Let's Hear It for the Choice?
No.
So the person who runs the Let's Hear It for the Choice Instagram account posted a concert version of B. Arthur singing Black Boys from Hair. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And I posted it on my story, and then I immediately took it down because I went, I don't know if this is appropriate out of context from the show.
Fair. That's fair. But the fact that it's B. Arthur.
It was high camp. It was high camp.
As it should be.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Guys, go look it up. It's awkward for people who don't know the show, but amazing for people who do.
Yeah. So learn Hair if you don't already know it, and then watch it. Amazing. So they watch the girls sing the song Sisters. They chat with them. Bob finds out that Judy is the one that actually wrote the letter from their friend in the army, not their friend in the army. So he's like, oh, working angles. That's show business. No one's honest here. And then
Showbiz, baby.
that's showbiz, baby. And while he's having that conversation, Phil, the comedic guy, and Judy, the dancer sister, have
Oh my God.
an incredible dance number called The Best Things Happen While You're Dancing.
Yeah, it is a good number.
I live for that dance number. Like in the movie specifically, incredible. It's incredible.
She is a very good dancer and
Yes.
so like charismatic. Like she's very much like a character dancer. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yes.
If she weren't such a good dancer, this would be like a mover's role. Like because you need character. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you have to have something behind the movements. It can't just be nice, like pretty movement. She's incredible. Vera Ellen is just
Her waist.
well, I mean,
Bitches.
I'm not trying to get too into the movie because I watch this movie every Thanksgiving, and so I know a ton of trivia about it, but Vera Ellen was in the middle of an eating disorder.
Yeah, that
during-
shows.
And so she's so small, but you'll notice most of her costumes are turtlenecks.
Yeah.
It's very, very sad that she had,
What does that have to do with
because she
an
was
eating
like,
disorder?
she was purging so much that her neck was like red almost all the time.
Oh, that's so
So.
sad. I wondered because there's because when she goes to sleep,
She's
she's wearing the I don't know what that style is called, but yeah, it's a turtleneck to the top.
Yep.
Mm.
That's why.
Wow.
But it's a real bummer.
Yeah.
But that happens. The two dancers come back. We find out that the landlord where Betty and Judy were staying is trying to get them arrested because he says they burned a $200 rug. They're like, we didn't do it.
No. We did Rent last week. Don't
Surprise.
bring it into this.
This is Rent in 1946.
New York, 1999, you see? It works.
December 24th, 9 p.m.
December 24th, 9 p.m.
I love it.
Amazing.
Phil gives Betty and Judy his and Bob's tickets for the train so they can get where they're going, which is Vermont, for their next gig. He's like, take these, it's gonna be great. And then he and Bob distract to give the girls time to run by doing the first ever drag performance, Lip Sync for Your Life. The Sisters song again. They lip sync to it. It's hilarious.
I have an issue with this moment in the show
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
it's very funny. I love it. Makes me chortle. Ah, ha ha ha. Very funny. But
Mm-hmm.
these bitches are trying to show us that they're recreating their number, but the girls aren't there. When did the girls record this song for them?
My only guess is that they had already recorded it and
they're lip syncing to? No, I don't believe it.
This isn't the Macy's Day Parade.
Not make sense to me. It's not the Macy's Day Parade, friend.
But they do it. They wear they have the big blue feather fans. It's great.
It's very funny. It's very funny.
It's so
also,
funny.
There's a great moment when Bing Crosby drops the fan, and it's very funny to me.
It's very funny. He fully breaks character, and you've got Danny Kaye just living his life like a clown man. So they distract the cop, and then they end up running for the train. They catch the train. Oh no, they don't have tickets. What are they gonna do? So they have to sit.
Not the dramatic reading. Oh no, they don't have tickets.
What are they ever going to do? So
oh no, humbug.
a humbug. So they end up having to buy new tickets, and they sit in a separate car. The sisters come, and they're like, oh my god, thank you so much for your tickets. That's so great. And Bob's like, oh my god, where are you guys going? And they're like, oh, we're going to Vermont. Bob and Phil are supposed to be going to New York, but Phil's like, we should go to Vermont. I hear it's beautiful this time of year, all that snow. So Bob's like, well, yeah, I guess we can go to Vermont for a couple of days.
I have a story to tell quick about this section of this movie.
Yes.
So I watched this movie for the first time last year. I had never seen it. I didn't know what the fuck it was about.
That's crazy to me.
I know. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway. So this scene, I was playing a drinking game during it because I was like, it's an old movie. How can I rally my friends to watch an old movie musical with me? So I was like, let's play a drinking game while we do it. One of the rules, is you have to take a drink every time they say the word snow.
Oh no.
I had no idea.
Snow, 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 snow.
Oh my god! And then there's a reprise of it. Not 5 minutes after. I was like, no.
Okay, that drinking. Whoever came up with the rules for that drinking game wanted you to have a bad time.
They wanted you to they wanted you to die. They wanted you to watch this, and it be the last thing you ever do.
Yeah, there's a whole song where they sing the word snow probably 200 times. What can you do?
And I don't remember the rest of the movie.
It's all right. Blacked out. I ended up out of town in the middle of a field. I lost my left shoe.
Still had the right.
Just missing.
But it was 2 sizes too small.
And it had Dora the Explorer on it. What was going on?
Backpack. Whoever knows wifey.
Here's the map. So the girls come, they chat, and Bob is like, yeah, you know what? We'll go to Vermont for a couple of days. It'll be fun. It'll be great. They get to Vermont. There is no snow on the ground. It's like 60 degrees. And they're like, where's the snow? This is weird. But oh well. So they go to the inn where the sisters have been hired to sing for the Christmas season. Who owns this inn? Why, it's the general from the beginning of the movie, General Waverly.
Dun, dun, dun.
So they're like, oh my god.
Hilarity ensues.
Oh my god, General Waverly, is that you? Like, wow, this is great. So while they're there, they learn that the inn is not doing well because there is no snow. Vermont is supposed to be, where people go skiing, and because there's no snow, no one is coming. The inn is financially in a really bad spot. So Bob and Phil decide that they're going to bring the show Playing Around to Vermont, and then they're going to add in Betty and Judy where they can. And
yeah, and they do.
And they do. And that's where a majority of the musical numbers in this show come in.
Yes. That have nothing to do with the plot.
Nothing to do with the plot. I will say we're kind of entering the area where this happens in the movie, and I'm really glad that they took it out for the stage show. There is a song called Mandy, which begins with I love to see a minstrel show more than any other show I know, which is really unfortunate. Also, if I'm remembering correctly, the original movie Holiday Inn did have blackface in it. So,
Oh my god.
Yeah. That number specifically,
well, at least they took it out for this.
I'm so glad that number is not in the stage show. It doesn't need to be at all. So they're rehearsing the show. They're gonna.
My AirPod. I'm really struggling. My AirPod just died.
Okay.
I'm just gonna plug it in while we're sitting here.
Yeah.
And keep going though. Just
cool. They're rehearsing the show. Everything's going great. Bob finds out that the general had tried to rejoin the army, but he was rejected because I guess he was too old. I don't know. But Bob decides that he wants to prove to the general that the general hasn't been forgotten and that he's still important to a lot of people. And now all during this time, we get to see Bob and Betty's, that's Betty, right? Hold on. Yes.
See?
It's Betty and Judy for me. That's who I get confused. So this whole time we see Bob and Betty kind of like falling in love, and it's very cute. They sing this song called When I'm Worried and I Can't Sleep, I count my blessings instead of sheep. Very sweet.
I love that song. I think that is a beautiful Christmas song, and they both sound beautiful doing it.
Yes, absolutely. Like Rosemary Clooney kills it in this movie. She is a star. So they've kind of like had some moments. She's definitely feeling him. So he calls his friend Ed Harrison, who is an old Army friend who is now the host of a variety show, which is like the Ed Sullivan Show, Jimmy Fallon, whatever. And
it's directly inspired by the Jimmy Fallon Show.
It is directly inspired by Jimmy Fallon specifically. It's so weird. How did they know? I don't know, but they
really
did.
Ahead of its time, like Christmas.
So ahead of its time. So Bob's like, hey, I want to show all of the men who are under the. Sorry, wait, hold on. Bob wants to make a pitch on the TV show to all of the men who are under the command of the general during the war. And Harrison is like, oh, you know what? You should go all out. We'll put the show on television. We'll like really play it up. And it's going to be a ton of free advertising for you, for your show. Overhearing this, the housekeeper, Martha, tells Betty,
this moment is why this is your track. Not for any other reason in this show, but just because you do this shit. You say, I'm picking up the phone. I have nothing to do with it. She had no reason to pick up the phone. She's shady as hell. She picked it up and she said, listen. I'm jumping to a conclusion that has nothing to do with actually what they're talking about. Like, and then I'm going to go and tell someone and just cause drama. This bitch has not had a line in the movie. And then she love it. I love it.
love it.
I just want to see you do that.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
Even
thank
if
you.
the role is doubled, just so you can be
just for that one scene of just like being nosy, which I am.
When she turns the light off and she's just like, he walks behind her and she goes, oh, not supposed to be listening, so I'm going to turn the light off.
Yep.
Wasn't doing anything.
Nothing to see here. So she tells Betty gets super upset, and instead of saying, hey Bob, I heard that you're gonna be trying to get free advertising off of the general's situation, and that's fucked up. Instead of saying that, she's like speaking in code, and she's like, well, I just think that if some people had integrity, then maybe everything would just be better, and knights on white horses can get knocked down.
She's probably on her period.
Probably typical woman on her period.
I love how the home, like right before this, they're all like, are you hungry, honey? Are you hungry? Yeah. Like they're kind of treating her as if she's PMSing the whole fucking movie.
Yes. And she, honestly, I feel for Betty. She's like, I just want to fucking live my life, and everyone is poking and prodding me this entire time. So wait. Bob, still on the phone, he tells Ed, like, no, I'm not going to do that. I just want to make the pitch to get as many people from the division to this inn for our Christmas Eve show. This is great. Cool plan. Awesome. There's drama. Drama has been stirred. Drama has occurred. And Judy...
I hate you.
That just came out of... I didn't even think it. It just...
How dare you be so poetic and so petty all at the same time?
Lin-Manuel Miranda, who?
You're so right. You are Lin. You are Lin. He is you. You are him.
Well, Lin-Manuel Miranda.
No, we've gone too far.
Okay. So Phil and Judy really want Betty and Bob to get together so bad. They're like, please, please, please get together. So they decide, you know what? We're going to fake an engagement Because what's bothering Betty? It must be that she's worried about her sister Judy. She doesn't want Judy to be alone in the world, and she won't be alone if she's engaged. And Phil's like, oh, well, I guess we could do that. So they pretend to get engaged at like a Christmas party they're having at the inn. And Betty, devastated, she decides, I'm leaving. I'm out. I'm going to New York and I'm doing my own show. I'm doing my solo show at Green Room 42.
Ah! Shout out Michael Kushner. Book now.
Book your headshot sessions now.
Also
so-
book with him at Green Room. That
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that's right.
Yeah.
Rachel is our friend Rachel, friend of the podcast, is doing a Julie Andrews show there at some point in the future. I can't remember the dates, but buy her tickets.
Yeah, her solo shows are really good. She's so fun. Yeah. Like great time. And she's got a really good Judy, what am I saying?
Julie Andrews.
Thank you. Yeah, her Julie Andrews is amazing, and yeah, you're just gonna have a good time. Go see it.
Go see it.
Or lose my number.
Yeah, or don't listen to this podcast anymore. If you don't like her, you don't like our theme song, so you probably don't like us.
This podcast won't run a week if you don't go see this. That was dumb, but I liked it.
It's okay. I feel like I need to burp.
Yeah, I feel like you need to as well.
But it's not coming up. Oh well. So Betty is like, I'm out. She goes to New York. She's doing her own show. That's just been randomly like, hey, we want you to do a solo show, Rosemary Clooney. So Bob ends up going to visit her when he's going to the Jimmy Fallon show. He goes to visit her beforehand. She sings this song called Love You Didn't Do Right By Me. Very shady. Also, an incredible song. A very good one.
Yeah, it is good. I hate when movies do this, where it's like the girl breaks away and then she passively aggressively sings about how upset she is about things, and then she comes back and spoiler alert, they get back together.
I mean, yeah, it's a Paramount Pictures 1954 film. So of course it's a happy ending, but Bob's like, please come back. I would really love to have you there. I know your sister would love to have you there. And I don't know why you're so upset, because you haven't told me, but you know, I would love to have you there. So come on back. He goes, he does the show, or the Jimmy Fallon show, and he's like, everyone who was in the army with me, come to the Pine Tree Inn in Vermont and come support our general who we love. And it's a success. A whole bunch of people show up just in time for the show. Who joins them? Betty. Betty also shows up.
Betty Comden.
Betty Comden and Adolph Green show up. Writing Singing in the Rain. So
here we are, sunset in Camden.
Here we are, sunset in Camden. The general is like, ugh, I don't have any suits. Martha, my housekeeper / busybody, she's put all my suits. She sent them all to the cleaners except for my military uniform. Damn it! So
she must also be on her period.
These women folk. So he puts on his old uniform. He's not super thrilled about it because he has a lot of issues with the army because they didn't want to take him back. But he walks in and he sees the whole lodge full of people who love him and like respect him, and who he is like been an important part of their lives.
People he's fucked.
Maybe. We don't know what happens in the army.
Well, we're about to find out with this song.
Yep. They sing We'll Follow the Old Man. He's like, yay! He blows out candles for some reason. Sits down, he watches the show. There are I don't know why there are candles on that cake, but there are. The show happens.
Make a wish, it's your
Make a wish. People love you. So
Surprise, you're still alive.
they do the show. Betty's doing the show with them, and everyone's happy. And it's time for the final number, and there's like a big Christmas tree and like children in little like cherub costumes or something, and on point, because that's something they used to do is put
What's a
Todd.
cherub?
A cherub is like a cupid, but without the magical bow and arrow to make people fall in love, like a little baby angel.
Okay.
But
Ew.
but they do that, and then they look out the window. It's snowing. They lift up the back door so you can see the snow.
They lift up.
And they lift up the back door so you can see the snow, and they sing the song White Christmas as Bob and Betty declare their love for each other, as do Phil and Judy. Everyone raises a glass, toasting, "May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white."
They snort cocaine.
And
Okay.
that's it.
Listen, I have a lot to say about two things.
Great.
By a lot to say, I have two statements.
Okay.
One, I'll start with the small one. There are multiple moments in this movie. I'm saying movie. I know this is about musicals, but the movie is what started it all. The movie, when the two women are going to bed and they are being like, "Good night, Betty. Good night, Boopy." Whatever. What is her name?
Judy.
Judy.
Good night, Betty. Good night, Booby.
Okay. But when they're going to bed and they full on turn out the lights, tucked into bed, and the scene cuts away. And it happened more than once. And it wasn't until like the second to last time that I was like, they are in a full fucking beat. Not just like, oh my God, they still have a little like makeup on. They look natural. No. They have bright red, glossy lips.
Mm-hmm.
Full makeup, hair coiffed, like, and they're full on laying in bed on a pillow saying, "I'm going to sleep."
Yep. The 50s were a different time.
Very different. Like, that was so funny to me. I laughed out loud. I was like, that woman is asleep in her bed with a red lip on. No.
She said, "I gotta be ready just in case a man shows up to kiss me.
Case a man needs to I need to go change my tampon in the communal bathroom."
What was your second statement?
Oh yeah, I forgot I had two. Okay, the last song, like the last full song, not the reprise of White Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Gee, I wish I was back in the army.
Yeah.
One, a fucking bop. But two, it makes me mad that it's a bop because it is full on propaganda.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
It is insane to me. Like, these writers really said, we need to entice people to join the military. Like, saying that, then at the end of the song saying, like, "Oh, we wish that we were back in the army because I don't have any money. I don't have free meals." And the women are like, "I'm going to meet me a man in the army. Like, I just need to pick the height, the weight, the size." I love that.
That's a great fucking line, though. I actually wish that song was in the stage show because it's so good. It's not. No, we've got
on purpose. It's too. It feels weird watching it. It's like, ugh. This is
It's really funny to me. A lot of people, not to totally go out of like the realm of musicals, but a lot of people complain that like Marvel is military propaganda. I've seen a lot of people complain about that. Like, it's something new. And I'm like, they've been doing this for decades. Like,
decades. Also, like, I don't think it started as military propaganda. It almost feels, I don't know. It almost feels anti-military propaganda, honestly, because it's like the military can't save us, so we have to bring in superheroes.
Yeah, but it's like,
I get it though.
I don't know. I'm like, I just like watching people fly. It's great.
Yeah. Wow. The first time I watched this movie, my jaw hit the floor when this song came on. like, here are all the reasons, like, you don't want to be a normal person, you want to be in the military. It just felt
Mhm.
really dirty. Like, and not that there's anything wrong with joining the military, but
No.
like, but it's just, that felt weird. I was like, that's not like the modern military's fault for the propaganda. It just was, it was strange. I'm like, wow, we've come a really long way.
Yeah, there's a lot of that kind of in this, and it's also weird because the show, and it's kind of in the movie as well, it talks about like how great it was to be in the military but to only reach like a certain level of success, because the reason that the general is in such a bad spot is because no one would hire him because he was a general. People are like, "Oh, you're a general. Thank you so much. Oh, you've done so much for us." But they wouldn't hire him. So he ended up having to essentially create his own
Retire.
business
Mm-hmm.
in the inn. And like, What Do You Do with a General is a song, which is also in the movie. He sings it on the Jimmy Fallon, Ed
Mhm.
Sullivan, whatever show. And what else? There was something else. I mean, the old man will follow the old man wherever he wants to go. Like that camaraderie, that brotherhood.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It just feels very strange. That's one of the most, I mean, other than of course the fucking minstrel song, but like,
Yeah.
in the same way, I mean, I shouldn't say same way, in a similar way, it feels outdated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And every time I watch it, I mean, man, that song is catchy though.
Oh yeah.
I wish I was back
In
in the
the
army. I love it.
Yeah, like I mean that's the thing. Like these are Irving Berlin songs, so they're
Yeah,
all
great.
good. They're all
great.
good songs. Even the ones that are like,
Also,
Mhm.
no, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Well, I was gonna say even the ones that ended up being cut. And I'm not talking about the minstrel number, but like my favorite number in the movie is the choreography number.
Yeah. Oh,
Not
yeah.
not in the stage show, which is baffling to me.
It is, because it's such an actor's joke.
Yes.
Like,
It's
that is a true blue actor joke, and it's amazing.
it's hilarious. And Vera Ellen, she comes down in that beautiful pink costume with her little muff.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
And offset by their all purple, like all like almost black purple.
Mhm. Like very Martha Graham.
I mean, that's what the joke is. I mean,
Mhm.
well, that wouldn't be the joke, because then yeah. That's what it feels like, the joke.
Mhm. No, she would have been around.
So it's a Martha Graham joke, because
Mhm.
it's so specific.
Yeah.
And it's very funny. But also in the army number, the last thing I want to say is the girl, what's the dancer's name?
Judy.
The real dancer.
Oh,
What's
Vera
her, I mean,
Ellen.
her real name. Vera
Ellen.
Mhm. So Vera Ellen and Rosemary Clooney come out at the same time during this number, and they walk on very simple, just stepping sideways, and their arms are just kind of like doing like a Jolly Green Giant thing. And tell me you don't know what I'm talking about, though. That's the Jolly Green Giant, right? Yeah, okay. But so Judy, the woman playing Judy, is not really doing much, like, but she's just got energy. Rosemary Clooney,
Arms everywhere.
look, not that woman is not a dancer, not even a mover, and
No.
everyone is dancing around her. Like, that poor thing. It's like, you can't even walk in an interesting way.
It's like step, 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 and she's like not on beat.
No, and like just boring too.
Mm-hmm. But when she opens her mouth to sing,
oh yeah, but her face is even like, I don't want to do this. But then the minute that there's those bodies in front of her, she's like, okay, thank God, I can.
Yeah,
like,
no one has to
be a
like
person.
look at my body. I can just sing. Which honestly,
it's so funny to me.
I get it. So one of the differences in the stage show versus the movie is Martha, the busybody housekeeper, has a little more to do. She gets like 2 songs.
Two whole songs.
Two whole songs. Well, one of them's like a trio with the sisters, but she sings Let Me Sing and I'm Happy.
Plus one.
Da, 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 man me. She sings
da, 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 and me. I love that.
She sings Let Me Sing and I'm Happy, and then Falling Out of Love Can Be Fun, which is the like typical women shit talking men and how they're gonna find better ones number, you know?
Done in a communal bathroom while they're changing their tampon.
Yes. All women do is sing songs, walk off beat, and bleed. You know what? I think this might be our funniest episode. I think I'm laughing more this episode than I ever have.
Me too.
Oh my god.
Maybe this one will beat Elf.
Fingers crossed. Elf's been popping off, but this will be our next Christmas episode, so maybe.
Is this
yeah.
a Christmas episode?
No, this is our April Fool's Day episode.
Nice.
April Fools. We're talking about Christmas. Yeah, I have a lot of opinions about whether we should continue to bring older musicals back to Broadway or back, like, continue to revive them and do them. And like, especially if we're not doing anything new with it.
Yeah, I think for something like this, especially because this is not like, I mean, I saw Holiday Inn on stage too. There's just nothing about the story that needs to be revamped. Like, hold on, in the sense of like, we need a revival.
Yeah, is
what I mean by that. And I think that, but I think the story is beautiful and fun and touching, and you know, and obviously, like, there's a lot of memory and warmth in movies like this. But why not just do a reading of it or a concert version? Why do we need a full stage production? Because what are you spending the money on? Like, you don't need a set for something like this. You don't, I mean, not like really, like, have the band behind you. You're there for the music. You're not there for the actual plot.
Yeah.
You're there for the romance and the music and the environment.
You're there to be swept away by the nostalgia. And this show is like a warm blanket that you've had for a really long time. And it's like, it might not be the best blanket you have, but there are some days where that's the one that you want. That's the one you reach for. And I mean, I have a lot of love for the movie. It's one of my favorite Christmas movies. I've said earlier, I watch it every Thanksgiving to like kick off the Christmas season for myself. But the stage show,
yeah, just, you know, I mean, it's nice for like a limited engagement.
Yes,
nice for
absolutely.
Regional theater.
Yeah, do a cute little regional theater moment, a small national tour.
Yeah,
sure, but
it doesn't need to be taken up Broadway though.
No, especially at this point. I would hope that we have moved past it in terms of the kind of theater we're putting on.
Because we have like musicals like The Grinch and A Christmas Story and Elf.
We have The Grinch Live starring Matthew Morrison. What else do we need?
What else do we need?
Oh my god.
That was fucking trash.
Horrendous.
Horrendous. Even Dennis O'Hare couldn't save it.
You know, I don't even think he was trying.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
he was there in body only. No
those
mind.
Kids were good though.
Yeah. Ugh.
Annie Live.
Wait, oh my god.
We haven't
talked about Annie Live. Annie Live, look. We all had high hopes for Taraji, and
I really just said, that's so funny. You think I'm gonna do a good job?
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah.
Horrible.
So poorly done.
God, that made me mad.
Not good.
So mad. I was like, girl, did you just memorize your lines and do nothing else? Because that's what it looks like.
Where's the character work, Taraji? Where's the character work?
Where's the like being in the moment in a comedic way? You know, like I'm not saying you have to like do the character work and like understand this woman's full rich backstory to play Miss Hannigan. Like, no, I don't think you have to do that. Would it have helped? Abso-fucking-lutely. But like, I think that like you're not funny. Like you're not funny. You're hamming it up, and this is not a ham role.
No.
At all. Like you are not the ham. You are supposed to be a grounded, drunk, very toxic woman. Like, and she was none of those things.
No, it was not good. And she was live tweeting during the show, so I think
that when I saw her live tweeting, I went, "Oh, okay, it all makes sense."
Yeah.
She's not here. She's not present.
No. And you could tell. I love
high hopes for her too. Damn.
But you know what? We'd like to thank you, Herbert Hoover. They put that on. Thank God.
The Les Mis version.
That's fine. I'm just happy there's a filmed version of it out there.
Well, and that's what's funny too, because like the content, like, it felt like in those moments, that's when there was direction. But then there were other moments in the show I was like, there's no director here at all. Like they're just the director said, good luck, see ya. Let's work on Herbert Hoover. Because the context of this is I'd like to thank you, Donald Trump. Like that you could hear it.
Yeah. The director said, I'm gonna spend my entire time working on this number specifically. And
Herbert Hoover is the thesis statement of this show.
He's not wrong.
True, yeah.
He's not wrong. But yeah, Harry Connick Jr., not very good. The little girl that played Annie,
amazing.
But
also though, like, honey, why are you auditioning for Juilliard right now? Like, take a seat. It's Annie, my love.
Relax.
She was really good though. Like, I mean,
so good.
It just was. There were just moments where I was like, oh my God, like this is not Doubt by. You know, like like you're not Meryl Streep in Doubt. You're not Viola Davis talking about her son being molested in Doubt. Okay,
she was giving you a Toni Collette at the dinner table in Hereditary level of performance.
Yes,
with her Annie, and I was living for it, but I was also like, honey, go get yourself a cookie. You're working so hard, and I love that for you. But like, breathe. You're good. You're fine.
That director said, Annie, this is not a funny show. Do you know what this is? This is about this person's livelihood. If you do not get that necklace, the other half of your necklace, you will die. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
You will die.
He held up a picture
of the stakes.
He held up a picture of her family and he went, you see these people? I have them locked in a room. If you
No, he said, you see these people? He's holding the picture. You see these people? He takes a lighter and he lights it on fire. He said, now act.
And she's just like, oh my God.
He didn't say now act. He goes, now play.
Oh, I hate it, but I love it, but I love it. I love it in theory, but in practice, I would simply walk into traffic. Oh
but you
God.
know, if your daughter was giving that performance, you'd be like, honey, yes, bitch, you better fucking work.
I'd be like, I'm just waiting for the colleges to start calling. What's our first offer? UMich? Hello? Yale?
You wish. Hi, Carnegie. How are you?
Oh my God. Amazing. Okay, anyway. Let's get into dream casting. I know I'm guessing you only did Bob, Phil, Betty, and Judy.
Yeah.
I
can do the innkeeper as well.
Yeah, I have those four, and then I have the general, and then I have Martha, the busybody.
Yeah, that's who I don't have a general, but like
that's okay.
I can do the innkeeper.
I keep calling
her the innkeeper.
The innkeeper from the Bible story.
Yeah, the one who kicks Mary out.
You can't stay here. Get out. I only have a
Mary,
general.
You whore.
I only have a general because I happened to like be scrolling and then I saw him and I went, he'll do.
That is a big dick. Here comes the general.
I was scrolling on Pornhub, saw man said
Nice.
saw man
Love
said
it.
he looks like a general to me.
I like that. I am standing at full attention.
No, he is.
Hey.
All right, so let's start with excuse me. Let's start with Bob Wallace or Bing Crosby. Would you like to go first, or would you like for me to go
Yes.
first? So
I'm really excited about mine.
this one was hard for me because I love that Brian Darcy James played it.
It's a great choice.
It's
great actor.
such good casting, and I was like, that's all I want to cast, but I have to pick someone different. So I went in a pretty different direction, and so I cast Santino Fontana as my Bob Wallace.
That's great.
Thank you.
I love that.
Thank
That's
you very
really
much.
good. It's really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really like that. I didn't even think about him. He's perfect for this show.
That voice singing
Yeah,
White
yeah.
Christmas
Oh my
or
god. Ugh,
Blessings Instead of Sheep. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Oh,
oh my god, beauty. I said Christopher Jackson.
oh yeah, absolutely.
I just think he would be like
Oh, he would be
his
like
voice would be so good.
it's like so charming, and like
Yeah.
if your Bob isn't charming, he's kind of an asshole. So
Then he's Bing Crosby.
yeah, then he's a child abuser, Bing Crosby.
Bing was rough.
Yeah.
Is Bing Crosby a child abuser?
Yeah.
What?
He abused his children. I know.
People.
Don't meet your heroes, people.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nope. I was gonna make a really bad joke, but I'm not going to.
We're not gonna make that joke. Yeah. Anyway, so for Phil, this one was actually, you know what? I kind of struggled with all of these, if I'm being honest.
I get it because they're so like anyone could play them.
Yeah, they're so like
You know?
cookie cutter. It could be anybody, but that also means it could be nobody.
Exactly.
So
yeah. Go.
anyway, sorry. My first thought with Phil is he gives me Barnaby from Hello Dolly vibes. So I was like, oh my god, Taylor Trench from the Hello Dolly revival.
Okay.
That feels very obvious. I would also be happy with Telly Leung, like good dancer, pretty funny. He was in the revival of Godspell. He's an Asian actor. He also played Aladdin on Broadway. You would know him if you saw him.
Okay. I don't know anyone other than Lindsay Mendez from that Godspell revival.
That's totally fine. And then I had a thought, and I was like, oh my god, I know who would be perfect for this role. Maybe a little old, but like a younger version. It's Andy Carl. This is Andy Carl's role. He's our comedian.
No, Andy Carl's so funny. Andy Carl would be the Bing Crosby role.
No, but Andy Carl does not have the like suaveness that I need from me.
And he doesn't have the like clown thing going either.
He's
not a clown. He's funny, but he's not a clown.
Well, you clearly didn't see Rocky the Musical then.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was like, this is Andy Carl's role, so I cast Andy Carl. So Santino Fontana and Andy Carl, a match made in heaven.
I do not agree. But sure. Okay. So funny that you bring up Hello Dolly. Because that my first choice is not this person, but my second choice is Gavin Creel.
Absolutely. I see that.
Absolutely, right? I mean, it'd be great.
Yeah.
Hearing him go like the theater.
Well,
like
yeah.
Yeah, I mean it would be so good. Also just like shout out to his vibrato.
There not to go off on a Gavin Creel rant, but
we could.
It's
fine with me. He's the only white man that deserves any
in I Turn the Corner, in the Thoroughly Modern Millie cast recording, he has a moment when like everyone is singing and he goes, the way you make me feel.
Yeah.
And it is so beautiful. And every time I listen to that,
like it's just so the legato of it is what I mean. Wait, the legato of it? Yeah, it's legato.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's like a line.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. It felt weird when I said it.
I understand that, but yes.
Yeah. Yes, like, oh, it's just the way you make me feel. It's I love his voice.
Yeah, he's
But
incredible.
him, so that's your moment for him. My moment of like, God, he can do no wrong in my book is it's been grand knowing you and she loves me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Give your wife a kiss from tonight. I never met her, but I will. By and by, it's been grand knowing you. God, I
Yeah.
love that show. When are we talking about She Loves Me? Have we talked about She Loves
We
Me?
have not talked about She Loves Me.
Okay, I was like, am I remembering wrong?
We'll put it on the list maybe next year.
Christmas.
Yeah, we'll do it next Christmas. I was like, we're gonna have to do Grinch next Christmas because I can't think of any other shows. But we'll do She Loves Me. Perfect. Check.
We're gonna have to do Grinch.
Yikes.
I mean, we can.
So Gavin Creel.
And then my first choice is Christopher Fitzgerald.
I thought of him. I
thought you were gonna say him when you were describing you were describing something that made me think you were about to say Christopher Fitzgerald.
Oh, well, I almost put him. I was so close, and then I was like, I don't know if he could dance the role.
But I don't think that's bad. Like, I think that he doesn't actually need to be a dancer. I think it's great if he is, but I think because like think about the choreography number. He is outdanced by her big time.
Absolutely.
As long as he can move.
Yeah, I think I'm always thinking of the best things happen while you're dancing. And like, it's so important that your Judy is like framed beautifully by whoever is playing Phil. Like, he has to be able to keep up with her in that moment, though.
But I think that's fair. But I think that Christopher Fitzgerald is a strong enough performer that I think he could pull it off, that he could be in support. Now, I don't think he could be like lead the dance numbers, but I think he could support. But like, I mean, Transylvania Mania,
that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
That.
Yeah. And look, I would buy a ticket to see anything Christopher Fitzgerald does. I love him. I love him.
He's one of my favorites. I just think that like he's just such a physical actor that I don't think that he couldn't support a dancer.
Yeah.
In that way.
I would love
give
to see
her
it.
the space to and like truly be there to support and frame her. I think he could. But it might take training, but
yeah.
Well, I think he's got it.
I would buy a ticket.
That's my number one for
I love that. I love both of those. Creel. So the next character I have is Judy, our dancer.
This is the one I don't know.
This actually was the only one that I didn't even have to think about. I know exactly who it
makes sense to me.
I know exactly who it should be. And that is Ariana DeBose. Ariana DeBose.
I knew you were gonna say it. I almost put her too. She doesn't have the like Anita's a strong ass woman. She's grounded. She's hardworking. She's driven. She's a fucking woman.
Yeah.
This character is a bit more, what's the word? Stupid. No, I'm kidding. That's not what I was gonna say. But no, that's not what I mean.
She's fluffy.
More airy. She's more airy. Yeah, like she has that kind of energy, like airy energy, and she's more comedic. She's a character actor. And so I just don't think that I think Ariana DeBose is too grounded. Like I'd be interested. But
I mean, my thoughts were, first, she can dance it. I saw West Side Story. She's incredible in West Side Story. So I know she can dance it. I loved her in like Schmigadoon, and I think that's a really good way to see her do like comedy, even though the character is still grounded. Grounded and mature. I think that she is capable of tapping into that airy naivete
I
when she
agree.
wants to.
I think she's better than this role.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you on that.
Okay.
I think she's absolutely better than this role, but I don't think she's a Betty.
I can see her as a Betty.
That's so
I
interesting.
fully can see her as a Betty. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I actually think she's more of a Betty.
Hmm.
That's
Okay.
very interesting.
Well, then who did you pick cast as Judy?
I said Amy Spanger.
Yeah, like a young Amy Spanger for sure. Or
I just don't know, like
yeah, well, there aren't really people like this.
Helen York would be
Maybe, but
I don't know.
even her, I don't know that I would fully see it. Like I feel like this type is very much the like Stephanie Styles.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I put Amy Spanger in every Stephanie Styles track.
Yeah.
But but maybe like Laura Bell Bundy, like a young Laura Bell Bundy.
Yes, a young Laura Bell Bundy would be right on it.
If she can dance it, I don't know.
I mean, she did Hairspray.
Yeah, but that's different. This is a different style.
It's a different style, but I think she would have the stamina to do the dancing.
Sure, she'd have the stamina. The like classical training.
The like lines and yeah.
I don't know. I mean, who knows? But yeah, I think she could do it. She would be really fun.
Yeah, she would be really fun.
Amy Spanger would be really predictable. Laura Bell Bundy would be less predictable, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I see that.
I'm very excited about my other character.
But your Betty?
My booby, yeah.
Your Betty? So go ahead. Who's your Betty?
Karen Olivia.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
I know. Isn't it interesting? I'm really proud of myself.
I think they would be really interesting. Hold on. I think they use they, them pronouns. I'm just going to double check that before we...
I don't know the answer to that.
They, them. They do. They use they, them pronouns. Just so...
They would be amazing.
They would be so good. I mean, yeah, I see that for them. Absolutely.
My God. I just think that they would like... I mean, them as Vanessa... And just that, like, see, like, a role like Vanessa, I think can easily be portrayed as types like, I don't know, Vanessa Hudgens.
Yeah.
And let's say some garbage airline.
Just some random, I don't know.
Delta Airlines. But can be portrayed by people like that and it not be nearly as strong of a character. And I think this is a very similar situation, and I think Karen Olivia has the wherewithal to just make this character so dynamic and interesting. And would sing the shit out of it.
Absolutely. They would do a beautiful job, and I really like that casting. I feel like my casting is probably a little more expected. My first choice, my first thought was like a Carmen Cusack.
Yeah.
I
love Carmen Cusack in anything, but I'm just so proud of mine.
I mean, no, yours is very, very good. It's very like out of the box, and I do love that. My second choice, well, not second choice. These are both. I would be happy with either. My other choice is Rachel Tucker,
Rachel Tucker, I know this name.
She's played Elphaba. I saw her, gosh, I guess it's been like a couple months ago now, in Come From Away as the pilot.
Yes.
This bitch can sing.
Yeah, that's what I know her from. I saw her on Let's Hear It for the Choice or Rainbow High Notes or whatever that those Instagrams are.
She's phenomenal, and I think that she has a very similar. I see her as a very similar type to a Rosemary Clooney.
Sure.
So
I like that.
That was I was like, yeah, Rachel Tucker feels like a good fit for our love you didn't do right by me.
Right.
Right.
Love you didn't do right by me.
Okay, Brittany.
This is a story about a girl named Lucky.
This is a story about a girl named Booby. Oh my god. Okay.
Here comes a general.
For our Martha, our busybody housekeeper.
Oh no, I introduced Here Comes a General.
Oh, General Waverly? Okay, great. I was like, I'm happy to do my general.
Yeah.
I picked Patrick Page. Like it
I love Patrick Page.
I love Patrick Page too. And in my production, I would find a song to add for the general to just sing. I don't know about how sad he is or something.
No. The song's already written. He comes on stage.
Yeah.
Do you know where I'm going with this?
Sing, why do we build the wall?
Oh, no.
My
No,
children.
No.
Okay.
He would come on. He would get the letter that he's not going back into the army. He would jump to that conclusion without finishing the letter.
And then he cuts to a ballad of
No. And then he cuts to like fire, hellfire.
Yes, but I thought you were gonna say. I think you were gonna say he's standing. He reads the letter. They've rejected him from the army, and he closes it. And then a slow piano ballad starts to play, and he goes, "Gee, I wish I was back in the army." That's where I thought you were. That's where I thought you were going.
I wish I was back in the army.
Just like a monologue song, truly.
It's like Before the Parade Passes By. And Hello
Yes.
Dolly.
Before the parade passes by.
Before the parade passes by. All goes on, and only I'm left.
This,
oh my
yes,
god.
this would be his before the parade passes by moment.
This would be his Ephraim Levi. I made a hot toddy and looked at and put an autumn leaf in my book. That whole monologue.
Yes. Oh my god. Oh, I'm crying.
That's amazing. Yeah, I like that.
Great.
I like it a lot.
Great. And last but certainly not least, our busybody and
Our
I don't-
innkeeper.
yes, our innkeeper. I don't know if you got a chance to listen to her. Well, I know you didn't because you didn't know about her songs actually.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
no, it's
You don't know me.
Did you
I
listen to
couldn't
her
listen
songs?
to it. I couldn't. I was taking my tampons out.
Of course.
Hello?
So let me just like paint a picture. She's very much like the Broadway diva. Yeah.
Sarah Ramirez.
No. Like old school Broadway diva.
Yeah.
Like I
Bette
can
Midler.
similar. Add a sprinkling of comedy. Not that Bette Midler isn't funny, but like funnier than Bette Midler, you know?
So I know who I'm gonna cast. It's who I was gonna do. Who was gonna say before you and
Cool. Who did you cast?
Jackie Hoffman.
Okay. I
don't
see
know
that.
what she has to sing, but like, you know.
I see that. I'm not opposed to it because I love Jackie Hoffman. I cast Beth Level or Andrea Martin.
Andrea Martin, Beth Level,
Yeah. Hold on.
Beth
This
Lavelle.
Beth Lavelle, Andrea Martin. This is the song that she sings though.
What care I?
And that's all you need to know.
That's all she sings. What?
Yeah. Yeah. So she's like a brassy broad.
Okay.
But
Okay.
Jackie Hoffman, I wouldn't be opposed. I think they would have to.
I think Bette Midler then. I really do. I was joking, but I think Bette Midler would be great.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed. I didn't get to see her in Hello Dolly, so maybe I'll get to see her in White Christmas.
We saw her Tony speech.
I did see her Tony speech.
That was rough.
Yeah, that didn't age well.
Gee. I wish I was back in the army. She would join in. Oh my God. Picture it.
Picture it.
Set the scene. We're in a concert version because we don't need to do this on stage again.
No.
But Patrick Page gets the note, reads 2 words, and decides, nope. Puts it back in his pocket. Gee, I wish I was back in the army. The army is the only place for me. And slowly from behind walks on Bette Midler. Gee, I wish I was back in the army. Wishes he was in the army. Listening in on the telephone. He wishes he was back in the army.
Leading over to Betty.
Yeah, yep.
Oh my God.
Did
You know what?
Bing Crosby rejected him.
Oh no. Whatever will happen.
Whatever. I don't know if I'm doing a Bette Midler, but I'm trying.
It sounds more like Barbara, if I'm being honest.
Really? Ah, dang.
Yeah, but I feel like Bette's probably difficult to do.
I think what's her face has a really good bet. Christina Bianco.
Friend of the podcast, Christina
Friend of the
Bianco.
pod. Friend of the pod. Yeah. Well,
that's White Christmas. Ho
and I'm
ho
dreaming of
ho.
it.
May your days be merry and bright and all of that.
Just letting you guys know I got a haircut. You can't see it, but
she did get a haircut. It looks amazing. I'm sure by
It looks
now
okay.
she's posted a picture of it. I guess if she has, go like it on her Instagram. If she
I don't
hasn't,
know.
DM
I'm
her.
sure I will.
Say, post a picture of your haircut, bitch.
No, DM me and say, can I have a private photo of your haircut?
Can you send me a picture of your haircut, but with your feet in it as well?
All right, Nick.
Leaving that
Snip
in.
that one out. No, we're gonna snip her out. Snip, snip. Okay.
Maybe I'll just bleep it out. All right.
I want you to bleep it out. No, you go. You say. I said, all right, and then instead of bleep, it goes insert ex-boyfriend's name here.
Perfect. I'll take that
Yeah.
and then I'll move it. Cut and paste. It'll look like a ransom note, but it'll be hilarious.
Can't even say ex-boyfriend.
I know. That guy I dated who has a foot fetish.
Yeah, that didn't fuck me
Yeah.
because he had a small dick too. Gee, I wish I was back in the army.
All you had to do was pick the age, the weight, the size.
And I didn't get to pick any of those
The
things.
size.
Yeah, that thing would be girthy as fuck if I got to pick.
Okay, so some brief housekeeping before we leave you for the holidays. Housekeeping. We just wanted to let you know we're going to be taking a brief hiatus. I know you're going to miss us. You'll survive. I'm sure we have so many episodes for you to listen to, like a year and a
Bet they
half's
won't.
worth of episodes.
I bet they won't survive.
Well, if you survive, you can look forward to new episodes from us in April. We're just going to take some time. SLee is going to be in her final semester of graduate school, prepping for her showcase and
Beat. Writing my thesis.
thesis. And I'm going to be doing my grad school auditions. So,
How about that? So, baby girl.
That's
What is
about-
that TikTok audio.
the baby girl.
I love that so much.
That's a bad habit I've picked up where I'll like read something or I'll see something that's exciting and I'm like, by
Why is that
myself.
a bad habit. I love that.
Because it's like, I do it when I'm home alone and it's only a matter of time before I do it in public
Or on a podcast.
or on a podcast. Actually, you know what? When I saw Diana, I definitely did it at some point throughout the show.
I love my
So we're going to be coming back in April. It's going to be great. We're going to be starting with the show I just mentioned, Diana the Musical. So
yeah, so get ready.
get ready. I'm so excited. I just saw it last weekend. It's closing in less than a week. At the time of this
It'll
recording,
be closed by the time. Oh,
it will have been closed for a couple of months by the time the episode comes out. But the Netflix will still be available.
yes, it will. We hope.
I mean, So anyway, if you want to keep up with us, all of our social media stuff is going to be down below. And don't think that we're fully leaving. We're taking this time to work on ourselves and also super fun stuff for the future. So
Yeah.
we'll be back and hopefully
Two
better than
shakes-
ever, but maybe just
Two
about the
shakes of
same.
a lamb's tail.
2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Little lamb, little lamb.
I was gonna sing a melody that wasn't correct, so I let you do it, and I just mouthed the word.
I just lip synced to you.
And
Oh
in my
my
head was
God.
like, "What is the
What's
melody?
this song? It's okay. That's the skip song for that show.
What song? Oh, yeah, Gypsy."
Yeah. All right, so that's it. We'll talk to you guys in April, and if you want to message us, I guess you could do that too. All right, bye.
Bye.
Gee, I wish I was back in the yard.